Hello everybody, this is Starman and welcome back to Let's Play the Pandora Directive Mission Street. Well, last time we had a very productive day paying off our debts, reacquainting ourselves with everybody on the street, and making some major progress with Chelsee, but today we have to get back to work. We've got these note scraps that Emily gave us, and we have to patch these through into a message of some type. Okay, I got enough of it here now to where it's a little bit more obvious. When I say a little more obvious, all these eyepieces are still incredibly annoying to deal with. That one snapped into place. I did not mean to grab that one. Got that there, and then that bit goes in there. So yeah, I'm watching you, I take pictures, trick that into place, and be afraid.
Yeah. Emily Stalker was careful not to leave anything traceable on this note. The only distinctive thing about it is the black arrow symbol.
Huh. Black arrow symbol, black arrow killer. Hint, hint. Hint, hint.
Yeah. Emily
Of course, the only person who we could talk to about something like this would be our old buddy, Mac Malden.
I've known Lieutenant Mac Malden for years, and occasionally we help each other out. Like a few months ago, when I gave Mac a tip on finding Rusty the Clown's body in the funhouse down the street from the Ritz.
Well, as I live and breathe, it isn't Tex Murphy, my little PI pal.
And let's see. You know, playing through this, we give Mac a hard time in all these games, and he does seem to thrive on, adversarial, macho, beating up the other guy a little bit. But let's go ahead and be considerate and ask about the injury first.
Hey, what's your arm doing in a sling? Isn't it usually your butt?
You're a funny guy, Murphy. You know, I sprained my elbow beating the hell out of a guy just 'cause he reminded me of you.
Yeah, a little police humor, get philosophical. Let's go with the Rusty reminder.
And I think you're forgetting who tipped you off about finding Rusty's remains at the funhouse and got you named Cop of the Month.
I didn't forget, though I'd like to. So what do you want?
Yeah, let's keep the abuse to a minimum and get right to business.
Take a look at this note.
Damn. Did you get this?
I got it from a client. What can you tell me about it?
You ever hear about the Black Arrow Killer?
It's vaguely familiar, but refresh my memory.
Oh no, you're on your own in this one. You take care of yourself. That's dangerous territory.
All right, well, as long as we're here.
Most of what I know came from the papers. I know there's a rumor around that the Black Arrow Killer has moved out here. I don't know any more than what I've told you. There are a lot of perverts running around these days. We can't keep tabs on all of them. Sorry. Well, there are some things I don't know about.
Yeah, it was a shot in the dark. All right, well, when in doubt, randomly wander around our neighborhood and pester our neighbors.
So, a Chelsea left town, eh? Well, I was wondering how long it'd take before you drive her out of the state.
Paul Harvey humor, Tex Murphy love God, make a move on Rook. As absolutely hilarious as making a move on Rook would be, let's go with the Paul Harvey humor.
Oh. Apparently you haven't heard everything. Someday, Chelsea and I will tell you the rest of the story.
Keep dreaming, Murphy. Dreams are healthy. So what are you here for?
Well,
I don't want that.
Okay.
As a matter of fact, I just received a large number of reference books from an estate. If I'm not mistaken, one of the books was titled Yucatec Made Easy. You can buy it if you'd like, $30.
Okay.
Well, I hope my new purchase will help me out.
And as long as we're here.
I don't want that. I read about the Black Arrow Killer in the newspaper, but why are you asking me about him? He was arrested in Nevada some time ago. Of course I've heard about it. I just doubt I know any more about it than you. I've heard that a stranger's been seen lurking around the neighborhood lately. I figured it was just you getting your jollies. How should I know who that is?
Well, there was the hope. Well, let's go and pester Louis then.
Murph! You just missed Chelsee. She stopped in to say goodbye. She's apparently off to Arizona. Is everything okay with you two?
Oh, everything is more than okay, but yeah, definitely maybe the male response. Look to Louis for illumination. Let's go see.
I have absolutely no idea. What did Chelsee tell you?
Well, she and I talked for a bit. She's having a rough go of it.
Manly incomprehension, be moderately offended, trivialize Chelsea's plight. I thought things were going well.
Well, maybe I'm just not in touch with my feminine side, but what exactly is so rough?
Well, it's part you, part turning 30. I told her everyone goes through a phase like this. I haven't yet. Of course, I'm still young. I'm 58 and I still ain't ready to settle down. Tell me, Mike, you ever been truly in love with someone?
The big one depends, mention the dark past.
Well, I've always had this thing for Jane Mansfield.
You know what it is, Mike? Chemicals. Up in your brain. We got these chemicals going bananas.
Illegal substance humor gets surprisingly technical, cut through the baloney.
Yeah, when the old dorsal amygdala gets fired up, look out for trouble.
My point is, falling in love don't mean a lot. What's hard is knowing someone real well and still liking them. But that ain't even the hardest thing. The hardest thing is finding someone you can trust. Remember that. Now, I'll get off my soapbox. What can I do for you?
Well...
no thanks. I remember reading about the Black Arrow Killer. Someone was covering the story in the Bay City Mirror. You want to find copies of the Black Arrow Killer articles? I throw out all my old papers, but Rook sometimes holds on to his. Keeps them in the alley back of the pawn shop.
Yeah, he doesn't throw them out. He just stores them in a garbage can.
Sorry, Mike. I can't help you there. I don't know anything else about her. I've heard talk that a stranger's been seen around the neighborhood for a while now. Of course, a lot of people come and go around here.
And nobody thinks to mention the suspicious character to the local do-gooder? Oh well. Yeah, I got the camera controls set on a little bit loose here. Over there, my mouse is feeling overly sensitive today.
Man, seems like I have to go through Rook's garbage at some point in every case I take. What a dirty, rotten job. Here's an old issue of the Bay City Mirror.
And I won't read the whole newspaper this time around. If you've been going through all of the Let's Plays, I've already done it twice, but here's the article in question that we need, where we get to see the Black Arrow killer case, and what appears to be a carbon copy of the serial murders committed in Arizona and Nevada. Over the past 2 years, a young woman has been murdered in New San Francisco. Police are not releasing any information at this time, including the name of the victim. This reporter has learned, however, that evidence was found at the crime scene which indicates that the Black Arrow killer has struck again. Reports from several months ago hinted that the police had finally caught the serial murderer in Nevada. This was never confirmed or denied, though this recent tragedy seems to prove that the killer is on the loose. We will provide all possible information when it becomes available.
I can't imagine why you don't get as tired of bothering me as I get tired of you coming in here. So what do you want now?
Well,
I remember Lucia Purnell. Quite a strong-willed young woman. She works for the Bay City Mirror and came to interview me right after my shop was broken into. I have her business card here if you want to contact her.
wow. Rook being uncharacteristically helpful. Okay, we'll exit back to the street. And let's check out our inventory. Examine the business card.
If Louis was right, this book should help me figure out what the letter says.
Hint, 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 hint. Okay, so combine Yucatec Made Easy with the untranslated letter. Alright, dear Thomas, I apologize for delaying in responding to your letter. It had to be forwarded several times to find up to me in Chiapa, Mexico. Doing field work can make it difficult to track down. It's good to hear from you as your Yucatec is so exceptional. I was also happy to hear that I was able to help you in deciphering your work. And now it's scrolling by too quick. We have to sit through and watch this whole thing scroll by before it'll let us read the basic text option. Basically, it's a letter from a gentleman named Oliver Edson, who is a colleague of Dr. Malloy, and it starts talking about how he looked at some symbols that he sent him, and they all appeared very close to Mayan symbols relating to the calendar. Okay, I had a momentary glitch there, but just decided to fast travel to Texas office so we can use our phone to contact Lucia Purnell.
This is a private number.
And again, we are going to go for the, yeah, it appears I accidentally clicked off my text option. We're doing this, but yeah, Lucia is not the sort to suffer fools gladly, so we're going to go straight to the point.
Yeah, I know. This is Lucia Purnell, isn't it?
Yeah, I'm Purnell. Who are you?
Down to business.
My name's Murphy. I'm a PI, and I'm investigating a case you covered in the Bay City Mirror. The Black Arrow killer.
Yeah? So are 1,000 other people. What makes you so special?
Refer to the note.
I've got a note that might be from the Black Arrow killer.
Okay, let's meet. I can tell you whether it's the real thing or not.
Let's go with set a rendezvous. Actually, we'll recommend local hangout.
I live in the old city on Chandler Avenue. There's a diner close by called the Brew and Stew. Let's meet there.
I know the place. I'll be there in 15 minutes. By the way, what did you say your name was?
Tex Murphy. That's T-E-X.
I got it.
Alright, we'll exit out of here. Turn our text option back on so we get subtitles for the video to come. Whoop. I always hit that button by accident. And head on back to the Bruin Stew.
Well, I hope I didn't take you away from anything important.
Nah, just a fight with my editor. Can't even remember what we argued about.
Well, don't worry, because I'm not here to start a fight.
Truth is, I piss people off, usually the wrong people.
Well, at least we got that in common.
Good. Now, you said you had a note?
Yeah.
Where'd you get this?
I got it from a client.
Your client's in danger, Murphy. How much do you know about the Black Arrow Killer?
Killed a few people in the Southwest a couple of years ago, and then a girl around here got killed recently.
You know, Malden might know more than he's letting on. Then again, he might not. Of course, if he did, I doubt he'd tell you. He's not that stupid.
I'm not so sure about that. Look, why don't you fill me in on a few details, and then I can be certain.
It's a long story.
Come on over to the booth and humor me.
You're slightly above average, aren't you?
Yeah, and many things.
Well, we'll just have to cut you down to size, won't we? When the first bodies turned up in Arizona in the summer of '41, the local police tried to keep the story off the wires. They didn't want the bad publicity. It wasn't until March of '42, when 3 other victims were found, that the story really broke big. Turned out the killer in all 5 cases had the same M.O. He sent notes to his victims before murdering them. I had a chance to see one of those notes. It was exactly like this one.
Had the black arrow, all that?
Right, and the block lettering, same words, everything. You probably know cases like this can spawn copycat murders. For that reason, the police didn't release copies of the notes to the media.
Well, so they could differentiate between the copycat killer and the real killer.
Exactly. Anyway, the Black Arrow Killer racked up 2 more victims in Nevada before the police finally caught up with him. At that point, the FBI moved in and media coverage evaporated. The name of the guy they arrested was Leroy Kettler. The night they booked him, he hung himself in his cell with a shoelace. Funny thing is, he was wearing cowboy boots.
Now that's a little hard to explain.
After things cooled off, I went down there and interviewed a few people, including an inmate who told me that 2 men in suits went to Kettler's cell the night before he hung himself. I'm pretty sure they were NSA.
NSA? What would the National Surveillance Agency be doing messing around with a serial killing case? More than that, why would they kill Kettler?
Maybe he was a fall guy. Or maybe Kettler really was the serial killer and the feds just didn't want the case resolved. Regardless, there was a cover-up.
Mac Malden said there was another case around here. How does that tie in?
It doesn't. The girl was a grad student at San Francisco Tech. There was no indication that she was receiving threatening notes, and there was nothing out of the ordinary before she was murdered. Oddly enough, the police found a note in her room. At that point, the feds moved in and took over.
That girl, what was her name?
Collins. Sandra Collins. You know something I ought to know?
I'm not sure.
Now, there's no chance that you can give me the name of your client?
You know I can't do that. But I'll tell you what. If I find out who's stalking my client, you're gonna get a scoop out of this.
That's a fair deal. By the way, have you heard of a place called Autotech?
Don't think so.
Might be worth checking into. Oh, and Murphy, one more thing. When I was following this story in Nevada, I met a guy just like you, a PI. He asked a lot of questions, too. A week later, he had a tag on his toe. Suicide, I think.
No pressure, huh?
Brunel certainly gave me a lot to think about. What's the common denominator between Fitzpatrick, Malloy, Kettler, and this young woman, Sandra Collins? Too few details, too many implications. The bottom line is, whoever sent the note to Emily's for real, and she's in danger. Brunel mentioned a place called Autotech. Maybe that's a place to start. Somebody just jumped off the water tower on the roof of Rusty's funhouse. Dressed all in black. Maybe Emily wasn't just imagining that someone was watching her.
And come to think of it, that looks a lot like the guy dressed in all black who knocked us unconscious 2 days ago. But first things first, we're going to make a phone call to ask a question we should have asked during that last interview.
Hey, guess what I found out? I got a source that told me Leroy Kettler signed a confession before he supposedly killed himself, only now it's like the confession never happened. No paperwork, no nothing.
So Kettler was the real Black Arrow killer?
Looks that way. Maybe the NSA found it useful for people to think that the killer's still on the loose. So why'd you call?
Yeah, I just needed to ask you a few questions.
Question 1. What happened to that orange outfit you were wearing 5 minutes ago?
I talked to her family after the murder, but they didn't have any useful information. If you want to give it a try, I'll give you the address.
And one other thing we're going to do first of all.
Did you find out anything else about that note you brought in here?
Some, but I'll give you the details later when I got some extra time. I came by to get some more information from you.
In this case,
We wanted to search the entire premises, but it took us forever to find a way up to the roof. Turns out there's a secret room with a ladder and a trap door. We found Rusty's remains in there thanks to your tip. Sure was good to close a case on a damn clown. I'm not sure who owns the place now, but I still got the key.
and on that note,
Sure. After the tip you gave me, I suppose the least I can do is loan you the key.
so now we have a way onto the roof of Rusty's funhouse. But first, we're going to go check out the Collins place.
The Collins residence is in the New City, in a nice middle-class neighborhood. Takes some explaining, but I finally get Mrs. Collins to let me look around her daughter's room. She tells me that nothing's been moved in the room since the police were here.
Which means that we're probably not going to find much. Except, wait, what's that? It looks like that should be a pattern, but there is not.
Cosmetics are scattered all over the floor.
Yeah, that looks like it should be an important thing, but it's just cosmetics.
A silk gown. Looks like a copy of Sandra Collins' resume.
And we read through this, but it doesn't really tell us anything important. At least not directly.
It's like a canister of hairspray. These papers lying all around don't appear to be very important.
No, in fact, the only really important thing here...
Wow, what have we here? Looks like it might be a credit card or an ID.
And the ID belongs to Autotech security card.
An Autotech security card. I wonder if Sandra Collins worked at Autotech. No. Fitzpatrick said she worked at the college. Maybe this card was dropped by whoever killed her.
And in fact, her resume will confirm that she did not work for Autotech, but also tells us that she was a major in holographic sciences. with minor linguistics and was something of a computer expert. So whatever Molloy was working on required a hologram expert. And we'll head back to Chandler Avenue and go to the street. Now we have the key, we should be able to get back into Rusty's to get up on the roof.
Well, Mac gave me the key to open the cop lock, but he didn't tell me how to deactivate it. Oh well. I'll just have to figure it out. The 4 nodes on the left have to link up with the 4 nodes on the right. The connections can't intersect or the cop lock resets.
And yeah, this is an incredibly annoying trial and error puzzle. And there we go. And yeah, Rusty's has seen better days.
An impressive selection of masks and wigs, designed to suit your every mood.
Yeah, unlike Under a Killing Moon, we cannot look at every individual one. In fact, the only thing of note here is...
I wonder what this pedal-looking thing does.
Why, it opens the secret door.
It's an old newspaper with Mac Malden named Policeman of the Week. Must have been a real slow week at the precinct.
Thought it was Policeman of the Month. Yeah, well... Looks a bit pixely from here.
Man, this fake dog you do looks real enough to step in. Man, this fake stuff looks so real. It'll make a great gag. Can you imagine the look on somebody's face when I... Hey, wait a second. Oh, sick! Those police dogs were in here. Sorry, Mac, but first things first. Ah, rubber chickens. They make me think of Grandma's rubber chicken pot pies. I once broke up with a girlfriend over a whoopee cushion. Literally. Oh, now here's a classic. Fake vomit. This comes in handy when you don't want people taking the seat beside you.
Well, nothing...
Right about the time Grandpa started wearing Huggies, I used to switch one of these for his real dentures. A lot of good memories here. There's a door built into these bricks.
And here we are. And hello.
Somebody left their coat here. It sure doesn't look like it's been here very long. I wonder if this jacket could have been left by that shadowy figure I saw up here earlier. Let's see what's in the pockets. A cufflink and torn pieces of a photograph.
Yep, it's another matching puzzle.
DH. Probably the monogram of the person I'm trying to find.
Yeah, thankfully this one is pretty easy to work through. You just have to see the matching little bits here and there. Where the colors match up and figure, okay, well the bricks go there, so that must go there, that goes there. And as on most of these line puzzles, everything snaps into place once you get close enough. And those bits go together, but they don't quite... Aha, yeah, they go there. Yeah, there we go. Goes there, which means that part goes there. Of course, now I wonder why he had this photo in the first place. Yeah, here's a photo of our nondescript secret base.
Looks like the exterior of Autotech, whatever that is. Well, Purnell seemed to think it was important. If I can examine this picture more closely, maybe I can find something that will help me figure out where this place is.
Well, there is one place where we might be able to find a tool that would help us in that regard.
Photo analyzer. Most of the photos I've seen don't require much psychiatric help.
And we get points for looking at the devices, which could be
The
useful later.
Robco-Combuster. Now that's interesting.
And since we got a point for looking at it, it must be interesting and useful later.
I used to have a battery pack like this for my Robco toys.
I'm here to answer questions about the merchandise, and that's all. If you see something you're interested in, ask me about it, and I'll give you a price. Then if you want to buy it, you give me the cash, and you take it with you. Got it? Good.
Okay, so no pestering him with questions about people in the neighborhood.
Ah, the Robco-Combuster. If you need to find out a safe combination, this is the gadget for you. Attach it to the surface of a safe, then turn the dial. It'll show you all the numbers in the combination. The only glitch is that it doesn't give you the exact order the numbers are used in. It's still a bargain at $50. The visual analyzing apparatus allows you to examine objects and enhance different quadrants digitally. It's a steal at only $70. The Robco battery pack is specially designed to be used with certain Robco products, such as the Alien Abductor, which I happen to be out of at the moment. It's $20 for the battery pack.
Now let's actually
The visual analyzing apparatus allows...
Let's purchase that for now.
Well, I hope my new purchase will help me out.
Alright, so let's combine that with the assembled photo. Okay, so zoom in there. We got Barcelona. And there.
Looks like Autotech is located at 144 Barcelona. If I'm not mistaken, that's down in the industrial sector.
And that gives us a whole new location to go to. Oh, and let's check out the...
DH. Probably the monogram of the person I'm trying to find.
Alright, so let us travel to Autotech.
Autotech is housed in a nondescript building in the industrial sector. I go around to a side door and slip the card through the scanner. The door clicks open and I find myself in an empty lobby. Nothing too interesting to see through the glass in the reception area. Wait, that clipboard looks interesting.
And again, you'll note how the entertainment mode, they kind of nudge you toward your objectives a little bit.
It's a clipboard with what appears to be check-in codes written on it. Unfortunately, the writing's too small for me to make out and I can't quite reach it.
Well, thankfully...
It's a card marked Visitor's Pass. It's a visitor's pass. Well, that's a pathetic selection of reading material on that end table. Either somebody accidentally left their hairbrush here, or Autotech provides grooming tools as part of their customer service.
So, we've got a hairbrush here.
This cord controls the blinds.
And somehow we can just pull this out of the blinds. And this gives me an idea. Because if you were anything like me as a kid, you would build makeshift grappling hooks out of all sorts of things. And that is what we're going to do here. I'm Tex Murphy. Join me and Phil Harris as we go fishing for clipboards.
From looking at this clipboard, I'd guess that every visitor at Autotech is given their own access code.
And let's see, our badge was number 14, would give us the code of 8338.
The scanner requires a security card and a code number.
All right. Let's see, Dag Horton.
Inside the Microphone Cartel. Oh yeah, I remember reading about this book, but for some reason it never got published. One of these guys must be Horton. Now I'll be able to recognize him.
Hello?
This key looks like it might go to a padlock. Oh, a Meisterlock padlock key. At least I've got the name of the Black Arrow Killer. Now I just need to find him and stop him before he gets to Emily.
DH, Dag Horton? That seems a little too convenient, doesn't it?
A music CD player. I guess even cold-blooded killers enjoy a good tune now and again.
Are you familiar with Huey Lewis and the News?
A music CD player.
Yeah.
I guess even...
Messed that line up a bit, but it's been a while since I've seen American Psycho, to be fair. I got a filing cabinet key here, never key here. You always seem to find all these wonderful spare keys as an adventure game hero.
A necklace, huh? Horton must keep it here for special occasions. Unless I miss my guess, it looks like the Black Arrow Killer took a little memento from his last victim.
SC, Sandra Collins.
Looks like the same kind of junk I keep in the top drawer of my desk.
Alright, let's try the filing cabinet key on the filing cabinet.
A llama matchbook tin. I'd walk a kilometer for a llama. A llama cigarette tin. I'd walk a kilometer for a llama.
Yeah, you just said that.
2 of these surveillance photos show Emily in the Flamingo. The others must be of Sandra Collins.
Okay, well that's circumstantial evidence, but it's pretty darn good circumstantial evidence. If nothing else, we now have that padlock key, but let's see, anything else on the desk? Oh, we can move that book.
Looks like a sticky note. I wonder if this Gary Lee and Crazy Gary could be one and the same. Maybe I should check into the alley in back of the Golden Gate Hotel.
Yeah, that does seem like a likely avenue of investigation. So back to the street. Because we actually hadn't gone back there to talk to Gary yet. And whoop.
You! No, not you, the one in the hat. Have you not come to be healed?
Well, now that you mention it, it's kind of hurt when I go like this.
Then quit doing it.
Well, I'll be darned. You're right. That actually feels much better.
Heal thyself, stranger. The path of regularity and low blood pressure is straight and narrow. Partake not of the flesh, especially red meat, and choose instead the bulk and fiber of cereals, fruits, vegetables, and especially grains.
Yeah, let's see. Look for a loophole, resign to fate, sum up the PI diet. Let's go the PI route.
Oh, I get plenty of grains, of the fermented variety.
Ah, then you too are an imbiber of the blessed potations. Which do you prefer, rum or vodka?
Bourbon, actually.
I, myself, prefer a nice single malt scotch.
I'll tell you what. If I bring you a bottle of single malt scotch, will you answer some questions?
For a bottle of single malt, I will not only answer your questions, I will bless your family for 3 generations. For now, I must return to my preaching.
Sounds like a bottle of good scotch might loosen up Crazy Gary's tongue. I heard that Sal Lucido, the former owner of the Slice of Heaven pizza parlor, kept a first-rate stash of illegally imported booze somewhere on the street.
Hint, 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 hint. Luckily, I raided that stash already.
I happen to be in the middle of a very important sermon.
Well, I brought you an offering.
How may I assist you, O venerable giver of the precious potation?
Yeah, there's not a lot you can do to annoy Gary. Any more than he already is, so let us go ahead and ask him about...
I am unable to assist you.
Okay.
I saw this man but once, strolling along the thoroughfare. He appeared to drop an article of some sort. When he bent to retrieve it, I espied an object fall from his pocket. It turned out to be a key. You may indeed have the key, and I wish you luck in locating the poor man. I have been summoned by a greater power to preach against the forces of red meat and its kin. It is my calling in life, and I fear no man. Yes, that is my name, though I am aware that it is not the name I am known by.
All right.
Yes, I know him. He came to me bearing a bottle of exquisite scotch. In exchange, I was to watch to see what deliveries were made to the Fuchsia Flamingo nightclub. Earlier today, I spoke with him and told him that I saw a package delivered yesterday. He was very pleased. I saw this man but once. For your information, only minutes ago, I saw a light in the water tower above Rusty's funhouse. I have seen the warehouse, but have never entered therein.
All right, well...
I better go back and check up on Rusty's roof.
because we just so happen to have the key we need to get inside the water tower
I
now.
climbed the ladder to the water tower trapdoor and used the padlock key from Horton's office on the Meister lock. The key fits like a glove. This looks like some kind of viewing device. Unless I miss my guess, it's pointed right at Emily's apartment window.
Bingo.
What are you doing? Late! There is somebody up in Emily's room. Look, I've had it with you. You're gonna carry me out on a stretcher. I swear to God, if you don't let me go, he's gonna kill her. You better be on the level.
Are you okay? Yes. I gotta catch that guy. Hey! I take the back stairs of the Flamingo down to the street. Maybe I can still catch the Black Arrow killer before he gets out of the neighborhood.
Thankfully, we have a pretty good idea of where he's going to run to. I'm going to do a quick little save here. And okay, apparently I don't have that good of an idea of where he's going to head to.
I'm in a hurry, Louis. I'm looking for a man who was wearing a mask. He was all dressed in black. I think he might have passed by here a minute ago. Did you see him?
Sorry, mate. I haven't seen anybody dressed like that come by here tonight.
Oh, well, just for the heck of it. Yeah, do not have electronic shop as an option. Do not have Coit Tower as an option.
Listen, Rook, I'm looking for a man. He's dressed all in black and he just attacked a girl over at the Flamingo. Have you seen him?
Yes, I heard a noise outside my shop. When I went out to look, I caught a glimpse of a black figure. A moment ago, I heard a noise on top of my roof, but I don't know how it could have gone.
We actually have a pretty good idea of how we got up there, since we now know about the secret passageway between the alley here and the roof access there. But now we know that we need to get up on the roof. Okay, wait until he's completely turned around.
Get back up here. I'm not through with you yet. You picked the wrong PI to screw with today, pal. Well, well. It isn't Mr. NSA alumnus Dag Horton. I have the strangest feeling he's not the real Black Arrow killer. I'm missing part of the picture here, but what is it? And what's the connection to Malloy?
And why am I asking you? Alright, well. That brings us to the end of day 3 and the start of day 4, Out of the Past. Got a little bit of video here.
The cops show up right after I get a peek under Dag Horton's mask. They take my statement, then ask if I'd like to come and try the new coffee blend down at the station. I happen to know their coffee tastes like llama spit, but they're just being civil. When we get to the police station, I'm escorted into Mac Malden's office.
You don't say. Yeah? Who told you that? Did you know the guy you threw off the roof?
I didn't throw anybody off the roof, okay? Like I told your lackeys out there, we were rollerblading. Things got out of hand, he jammed his wheel, and the next thing I know...
You seem to forget I'm a cop, and I'm a tired, pissed-off cop. If you keep getting on my nerves, I can put you in a drunk tank. I can do this whole thing again tomorrow. So, you chase the guy up to Rusty's funhouse. Then what?
Well, there was a black Avatar speeder up on the roof waiting for the guy. I jumped him, and we struggled, but he went right over the top.
We got a witness says the attacker was carrying a box when he ran from the Flamingo. We didn't find it. You know anything about that?
No. I've told you everything I know.
Anyway.
All right, Murphy. You can go. Your story matches up. Right? There's one more thing. The NSA is getting involved in this. They're interested in that missing box. They're gonna want to talk to you. Don't get too smart on this one, Murphy. You're in way over your head.
Thanks for the tip.
Oh, you're welcome.
And again...
One more thing.
Oh, man, this is not what you're going to tell me. Stick around in town. We might have to ask you some more questions. How many times have you told me that over the last 10 years?
Why does he have a barber shop in his office?
This case is getting way too complicated. There's a connection between Horton, the NSA, and the box Horton stole from Emily's apartment. But what is it? The NSA getting involved worries me. And then there's that gorgeous woman who got me off the hook. Who's she? I guess I need a plan of action. But first I need to talk to Emily and find out what she knows about Malloy. And then about the box Horton stole from her apartment. Sheesh, it's gonna be a busy day.
Just the man I want to talk to. I understand the Black Arrow killer struck for the last time. Care to make any comment?
Yeah, I've got a name for you. Dag Horton.
Thanks for the lead. I'll see what I can find out about this Horton guy. This could be just what I need to top off my story on the Black Arrow killer cover-up.
Yeah, I'm sure the NSA is just gonna love it.
Yeah, I know.
Alright, well, we don't have anything useful to talk with her about at the moment. We do have a message. Let's go ahead and check that out.
Well, I arrived safe and sound in Phoenix. It's almost as hot here as it was in your apartment the other day. Well, I just called to say hi, so hi.
Yeah. No, we're going to keep a hold of that one for a while. But, how my apartment shrink down to $20 and a picture of Malloy? Oh, thank goodness, everything else is still there. Okay, so we've still got that key from Crazy Gary. And all this other stuff, and got a pretty full plate ahead of ourselves. We will go ahead and start tackling Day 4 next time. We'll see you then.